glass of water, colorless, tasteless. It contains 100 gamma of LSD-25, 1/10 of a milligram, the equivalent of 1/600th of a grain. An ounce of this material will make 150,000 such doses. Let us observe the effect some 3 hours later.
Well, I think it's time for you to have your lysergic acid. Drink this down, and we'll be back after a while and see how you're doing. Lysergic acid.
In the past 2 months, I have accumulated 4 new 99s on my account, 2 which I had accomplished in the past before Oldschool Runescape was released back in the old days, and 2 99s that I never achieved before. In the old days, the way I had originally got 99 attack and defense was through AFKing bandits in the bandit camp out in the desert, but this time I did it slightly more efficiently, with most of my experience coming in through the training of the Slayer skill 295. Unfortunately, I didn't get into the Slayer skill until much later on, by which I was already in the mid to high 80s in all my melee skills, so by the time that I had achieved 99 attack, strength and defense, I could only get my Slayer to 95, so I am due to train my attack past 99 with an Abyssal Whip, which is primarily the weapon I use to train Slayer. As for my woodcutting and fishing level, I did this through pure AFK for most of July and August, as I took a break from the game to enjoy other hobbies outside of RuneScape. My woodcutting level was already 92 from previous AFK sessions well before I started the Max series, and so I spent around 2 weeks at the redwood trees. Redwoods are the most efficient tree if you're going to AFK, and during those 2 weeks I got a lot of EHP done, but in retrospect I probably should have done magic trees purely for the extra GP that I would have made for my buyable 99s, seeing as I wasn't playing the game at the time for anything other than to have it sitting in the background whilst I was doing other things in my spare time. The extra cash that I would have made would have been helpful for my other buyables, but I wasn't thinking this at the time, and redwoods are the best tree to train woodcutting whilst AFK anyway, so I didn't lose too much other than the extra GP that I would have had from cutting magic trees. Back in the days of RuneScape 2, before the evolution of combat was released, I remember spending much of my time trying to get 99 woodcutting at the yew trees at Cathabai. My old account, which still exists in RuneScape 3, shows that I had a reasonably high woodcutting level in comparison to my other stats. I never got to achieve this particular 99, which was something that I remember wanting for a very long time back in the olden days, so to have this cape now is something that I'm personally proud of, even if it isn't as prestigious as it used to be back then. As for fishing, I never really went for 99 in the skill back in the day. I have a long memory, and playing RuneScape in the present day it doesn't feel like much time has passed for me, even though it has, so I still remember things from back in the days when I was a teenager. Fishing was a skill that I didn't enjoy back then. I wasn't very good at the game, so the concept of fly fishing and dropping the fish that I caught was a foreign concept for me. I think this is why I enjoyed woodcutting more than fishing, as back then it was faster to cut the logs and bank them as it was to catching fish. This was how I used to play the game, but now I can say for the first time that I have 99 in the skill, and much like woodcutting, I trained it at Autosquota whilst being completely AFK. In total, I would say that it took me 6 weeks of total pure AFK to get myself 99 woodcutting and fishing, which alongside getting 99 in attack and defense, I've accumulated 4 new 99s on my account inside of 8 weeks. I'm pretty proud of the progress that I've made on my account to date, but as I continue going for a matchscape on this account, the proudness that I felt when I got these particular 99s will be forgotten as I get new 99s on the account, and I can't even fathom how I'll feel when I put on the matchscape for the first time ever. It's something that I'm looking really forward to, and the start of this particular episode of Maxed accurately captured how I got these new 99s on my account. But as I said, with the continued progress towards getting 99 in every skill on Vizela, I have moved on to another skill that I've never had 99 in before. Agility will be my next 99, and as I jump the rooftops of Ardoin, I have been continuing the tree runs that I started doing back when I was getting 99 woodcutting. I'm level 98 in the skill now, so I'm one off from the big 99, but I don't think I'll have 99 quite done by the time I release episode 3, as I'm mostly getting my experience through papaya trees due to the fact that I don't have much cash right now. And I am not in any rush to get 99 farming, by planting more expensive trees like yews and Jagex. 99 farming will come slowly, probably as I begin training my next skill after 99 agility, but I'm undecided what skill I will train to 99 after I have finished agility. Here are my current stats, so perhaps you can help me with what I should start training after I finish 99 agility in the comment section down below.
Oh, hello there, and welcome to the Epic Adventure, episode 34. You've caught me up in the trees, viewers. I've officially become a true lumberjack. Join me on this little get-together to celebrate this moment.
Lesson I have to teach you. It is the only means in which to kill your opponent when you have no hope of victory. Leave an opening in your defense which allows him to strike.
Vizela isn't the only account that I've been training on over the past few months. Back when I was doing Wilderness Slayer over the summer, I begun training a new account that I wanted to use as my alt so that I could create money on the side whilst doing other things on Vizela. The majority of players who go for a max account possess one or more accounts like this, and in particular, the players who make up the top spots on the high scores own several alts to create extra GP for skilling on their main account. This is why there are so many players that have 99 all today in comparison to the olden days, as Jagex have become more lenient on players who play more than one account in order to support their main, and the extra GP that is generated from these other accounts essentially allow a player to buy more experience, as they have a lot more GP to use in the Grand Exchange to buy lots of resources in order to skill with. Over these past few months I have managed to acquire myself the Dragon Defender and a Fire Cape on this alt account. As well as that, I have done a lot of questing and skilling on it. At this moment in time, I have got up to Advent Gloves unlocked from the Recipe of Disaster quest, and I plan to unlock the Rune and Dragon Gloves soon. The original plan for this account was to make it a Rune Dragon alt, and that is why it is close to 70 smithing, which is a requirement for Dragon Slayer 2. I plan to get the remaining experience at some point by completing the Elemental Workshop 2 quest. The Elemental Workshop quest line isn't one of the quest requirements in order to begin Dragon Slayer 2, but as a player you need 200 quest points to start the quest, and so I thought it would be more efficient to get the remainder of the experience depth by getting the remaining smithing XP from both of the Elemental Workshop quests, as after 70 smithing I don't think I'll be training the skill again on this account. Becoming a Rune Dragon alt is the end goal for this account, but right now my reserves of GP are running low on Vizela, and I was training Slayer on the account anyway as a stopgate before getting what I need to do Dragon Slayer 2. It would have been faster for me to set up the account at Nightmare Zone and accumulate the immediate experience I need so I can kill Rune Dragons efficiently, but I don't have the GP to afford the gear for Rune Dragons at the moment, so I came up with an idea to build GP on the side before eventually getting it to Rune Dragons. As you saw earlier, I achieved 72 Slayer on the account, which means I can AFK Skeletal Rylans near Rimmington whilst I train agility. Eventually I plan to get the Slayer level on this account to 77, which will allow me to unlock Brutal Black Dragons, which are a very good money maker in their own right. I'm going to AFK Skeletal Rylans for most of my agility experience and accumulate some wealth through them before moving up to 77 and killing Brutal Black Dragons with a better drop table, with the end goal eventually getting the account to Rune Dragons and doing the exact same thing with them. With thanks to my agility gains on Vizela, I acquired enough marks of grace from the Ardoin rooftop course to buy 14 mil worth of amylase, which I sold and used the GP to buy a dragon crossbow to kill skeletal Rylans with, which is much better than the rune crossbow I would have had to use otherwise. I think that by the time I get to Rune Dragons on this account, I will have built the extra GP I need to afford the gear necessary to kill them. Items such as the Zamorak Costa, full Bandos and Imbrued Treasonous Rings for the extra stab bonus, and a DFS as well. By this point, I will also have the Barrow's gloves on this account, as I plan to complete the entire recipe for Disaster questline en route to getting the 200 quest points needed for Dragon Slayer 2. Also by this time I think that Vizela will have 99 runecrafting, and I will have started training the Hunter skill by catching red chinchompers, with both skills generating the extra GP I need to afford the gear that I will need for this ult. Eventually the GP I will make with Vapua will allow me to afford all the buyable 99s that I need to complete on Vizela. Not only that, but even after I complete 99 all on Vizela, I will essentially have a maxed account and a very good money making ult to afford the buyable 99s for my free-to-play account Exule. Whilst I have been training Agility to 99, I have had Vapua training Slayer to a current level, whilst at the same time having my free-to-play account AFK in the Stronghold Security to train her melee skills on flesh crawlers. The meta for training attack, strength and defense in free-to-play has little variety, and whilst the spiders on the third floor of the Stronghold Security would give me better experience per hour, the flesh crawlers on the second floor have a drop that will be very useful to this account. In the Stronghold Security there is a way for players to build a Bone Scepter, which is an item that allows the players to teleport to the Barbarian village by using the charges in the Bone Scepter. This free-to-play teleportation method is the fastest and closest spot to the body altar, which holds the best experience for training runecrafting. For most of this year I have had this account AFK in the Stronghold Security, killing flesh crawlers and picking up the button scepter pieces that they drop, which can be used to charge the Bone Scepter. My plan later down the line is to use the Bone Scepter and all the extra charges that I will have acquired to train the runecrafting skill on this free-to-play account to a very high level by creating body tires in the body altar near the Barbarian village. This is the fastest and best runecrafting experience that a free-to-play player can achieve in this version of RuneScape. But the issue is getting the charges for the Bone Scepter, as getting the Bone Scepter pieces in order to charge it is difficult, as they are a random drop on the flesh crawler drop table. Despite my plan to get 99 attack, strength and defense in the Stronghold Security by killing flesh crawlers and looting the bottom scepters that they drop, which will be used to charge the Bone Scepter, I still won't have enough Bone Scepter pieces to use the Body Tiara runecrafting method all the way to 99 runecrafting. I haven't calculated it yet, but I am expecting that the Bone Scepter will allow me to get to the mid 80s in the runecrafting skill, and from there I will have to finish the rest of the skill by creating earth tiaras near a rock. Even though the Bone Scepter won't get me to level 99 runecrafting on my free-to-play account, the extra charges and the experience that it will get me in runecrafting will make the skill a lot easier and faster than it would take without them. Plus, by the time that I begin runecrafting I will have completed all the melee skills to 99. So this is an efficient way to train on the account. As well as this, it doesn't take much attention or time to set up the account and flesh crawlers, so as I progress this series and all the accounts in each game mode of RuneScape, I can keep training Exule AFK until the time comes for me to devote actual effort in training it, which won't be for a very long time as I have other game modes to finish off first. This is simply preparing years in advance for the eventual training of the runecrafting skill whilst I finish off this other account. And the other thing to add is that by the time that I actually begin runecrafting on this account years later down the line, I think that by the time I finish that, Jagex will have released other runecrafting methods for free-to-play, as I believe that right now they're planning to release a bone dust which will become a tradable method of charging the Bone Scepter, which will possibly allow me to make body tiaras a more viable runecrafting method long term rather than the short term effects that I'm planning to use right now. So both Vizela and Vapua will be very important for when I eventually aim for 99 ore on Exule, as the money making methods that will be available to both accounts will allow me to generate the GP that I will need to buy the buyable 99s that I have left on this free to play account. When I eventually move on to the free-to-play version of RuneScape in order to get 99 all on Exule, I'll be ready to complete each of the buyable skills through the GP I can make with both of my main accounts. So again, this is preparation well in advance before I turn Exule into my main account.